Telex Radio Dispatch products, C-Soft dispatching, and Sprint Direct Connect. Starting in C-Soft version 6.5, Sprint Direct Connect, or SDC, is now supported. The interface to SDC is done using an advanced bridge by Advanced Tech Cellular Modem, and the supported features include last call. You're able to quickly call back to a team or to a private call. Direct Connect, make and receive private calls. Team DC or group calls. Emergency is supported. This uses a unique call alert message identifier. And then basic call alerts are also supported. Okay, let's go through the steps for adding a basic Sprint Direct Connect line to a C-Soft design. I'm going to come up to Edit, Set up per line parameters. We're going to use line 1. This will be a one-line design, and I'll be connecting up to some gear in my lab. So my multicast address and port numbers for my lab gear is, the last octet is 34. 7200 for my RX port. And 34 with a TX port number of 7201. You can put in your base IP address. That would be the IP 224's IP address. I'll leave the others the way they are. Come over to Signal Setup. And on the system type, we'll go from generic to Sprint Direct Connect. That will open up a new tab. We'll go in here. This is the SOIP, or the command multicast address and port numbers. So my multicast address for this is the default 81 with 3250 and 3268 for my RX port and my TX port. Now, one of the things Sprint SDC does is it supports a emergency event by using one of the specific call alert functions in the radio. And we've just decided to use 19 in our testing here. And I think that I can't remember what the term is. It's a preloaded name on the phone. It might be need help or something like that. So we'll say OK. We have the basics here. I'll say OK and close that down, and then we can start to insert a button. First button with all designs is a select button. It automatically associates to line 1. We'll go there. Make another button. This one will be PTT per line. Let's pull this down a little bit. In between this, I'm going to insert a frequency control button. Go to the properties, colors. You can actually change the arrows to top, bottom, or on the left and right. You can make the arrows smaller. You have the ability to change the various colors. And then the drop downs, you want it to open above, below, left, or right. Well, we'll just go with below. I'm going to resize. Get a little bit bigger. Grab this guy, bring it down. I'm going to add another button. This will be my mute per line. And one of the big things there on a mute per line, 0 is latch on, latch off, and you can also have a level, 0 being fully muted when it's pressed. Going to add a VU meter. We'll change its properties to vertical, I'll make it blue so it matches the rest. And then I'm going to size it. Add a volume control. Volume control will be a volume per line. Big thing on volumes, make sure that you give it gain. Horizontal, vertical choices you can make. So there's the basics of our line. I usually add one more thing. Helps when you have multiple lines or modules or groups of buttons, is to give it a title block. So come in here. This will be a text button. Allows you to do colors or bitmaps. I'm sorry, colors. You can insert a bitmap on the button, but it allows you to change the text. So we're just going to say SDC. And I'm going to give it a little more pop. So there's the basic line module for one SDC line. We will add a clock. I can go to the clock and I can change the font size, bold, make it 16, okay, okay. A little bit easier to read. A couple of other key buttons or things that we need on our design is a master PTT. So it would be PTT main. I've left a lot of the screen over here open. We'll be putting some other things in there. A volume control. Plus 12. Horizontal. And the big thing here is a master volume selected audio. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Control C, Control V makes a copy. Drag it. Using the arrows, I can pull it across. And then the only thing I have to do is change that one to master unselect volume. And there's some real basic features on the 224. Oh, I know what I forgot to tell you. When we were setting up our multicast address and ports, it should match your port numbers that are in your 224. So as you can see here, 225, 811, 34, 7200, 7201. And then our multicast were the default 81 with 3250 and 3268. Almost forgot to show you that. So with that done, we'll save this design. And nope, I'm still pointing towards my other. So there we go. Well, hey, I just remembered something I forgot, and we're going to have to go back into edit. Per line parameters, we need to load the various freaks for SDC, and as you can see, SDC is programmable for F1 being last call, a disable line, a call alert, a direct connect, or a team DC or group call. So what I need to do, I've got my frequencies already loaded in a Excel spreadsheet, in a CSV file, sorry. And just wanted to load those in there, so then we'll get good information here in this guy, our freak selector. So now I'll save this again. And when I run it, we'll have last call. We'll have the ability to do our talk group call or call the various cell phone that we've got in our lab environment. So I'm going to come out here and grab my little phone, and I'm going to call in. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see there, cell 1 made a direct connect in. We can see the unit identifier or its phone number. We had VU meter activity. Test 1, 2. And I can call back to the unit. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. If I needed to do a group call, test 1, 2. So there I've got a group call. The difference, if I wanted to do an alert, just select the unit, press PTT, and my portable is showing that I had an alert call from the system. So that's just some real basic functionality in Sprint Direct Connect. We'll come back with a part 2 that has, press ignore. We'll come back with some additional features showing, intermediate level type commands that you can do. But this would be real basic functionality, select a unit, transmit, monitor, those kind of things. Hopefully this was an informative video, and please stay tuned for additional versions or additional installments.
Bosch, invented for life.